Hello again, it's Crew Call here on the Motor Racing Network, taking you into the garage and talking to the folks that make the race cars go around the racetrack. We are so glad that you have joined us. Steve Post from the Motor Racing Network. We're reminding you right now, you like what we're doing, subscribe wherever you are watching or listening to this podcast, and we would be grateful. Joined, as I am each and every time, by 25-time and championship-winning crew chief, Todd Gordon. Hello, Todd. How are you?
I'm great. Why wouldn't I be?
Man.
Coming off a Kansas race weekend.
Kansas just rarely disappoints, and this time it went through. That place is just amazing.
We had Joey Logano in the booth for the Xfinity race on Saturday. Kind of ad lib. We had him in an autograph sign. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll come up. So we had him up there for the booth. He says it's his favorite. He thinks it's the best racetrack. I said it's second. And he looked at me, and he's like, okay, what's first? I said, Homestead's my first. He said, Homestead's more wall dominant than this place is. Boy, did he show out right.
Man, he was right, because they were all over that joint.
I feel like when I won at Kansas in 14 and 15 with Joey, we were locked on the wall.
Right.
Like I remember, and I'll go back and tell the story, but in 2014, Kyle Larson was ripping the wall. Mm-hmm. Like running us down like you wouldn't believe. So Joey went up, put it on the wall, and won. And he said, we're going to be racing that kid for the rest of my career. Because he's really good. Sure. Well, he is. But this place now, I don't know that I ever really saw anybody rip the wall there. The Xfinity race, maybe a little bit. The cars changed a little bit, but you've got guys running on the white line at the bottom. You've got guys running not the wall, but the top groove above the seam, which is a car width off the wall. Mm-hmm. You've got guys in the middle. You've got guys all over this place. You had racing everywhere.
It was crazy. It really, truly was. Absolutely amazing. The win, Alan Gustafson, Chase Elliott, qualified in the top 5, third at the end of stage 1, fourth at the end of stage 2, the winner of the race, best average pit stop of any team throughout the course of the day.
They started with a 9.8, they ended with a 9.9, and everything in below was a 9.3 or below.
Right, 9.45 average.
Yes.
That is absolutely amazing. And so kudos to them. They put together a great weekend, and that's what you need to do in Cup Series racing.
What I really liked was Chase Elliott's conversation about this, that I've not been doing as well as I need to qualifying.
Yes.
And when I qualify better, he took the ownership of their qualifying challenges as something he had to work on. He said, if I qualify better, we have a better opportunity to pick a better pit stop, pit box, and we put our pit crew in a position where they can be successful. And they did. And I'd love to give Alan Gustafson credit for putting 4 tires on and winning the race.
Yeah.
4 tires didn't win the race.
No. 4 tires helped, though, when the final 2 laps happened.
Yeah.
You don't even think?
No.
No, really?
No. Every car that they beat got checked up.
True.
Every car that they beat.
And that's you know what? And now that I think about that, I asked Chase about 4 tires in Victory Lane, and he said the one thing that we didn't happen is we never got bogged down like you always do.
Yep.
That's a good point.
They are the first car that didn't get checked up in the last green-white checker.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's go back and talk about it. Because I think there's so much to break down about those 2 laps and the opinion of those 2 laps.
Right.
Bubba Wallace is in a must-win. I'm even going to back up and let's get back to that one. Bubba Wallace was the first car to come to pit road at lap 32 because they were so tight. They had started, 7th?
Yes.
They were top 10.
Top 10.
Backed up to 20th. They were falling like a rock. Charleston Knight brings in pit road, starts the cycle, made adjustments all day long, and got themselves back where they were a top 5 car the rest of the race.
My question to Bubba pre-race, is this Bubba Wallace 2022, 2023, or is this Bubba Wallace the last few times? And he said, I feel like it should be the old Bubba Wallace 2311 Kansas Speedway. When that was unfolding at the beginning, I said, it's not the old Bubba Wallace.
No.
In the end, it was the old 2311 Bubba Wallace, which was cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
Great recovery.
And honestly, a recovery for 2311 because Tyler Reddick was in the mix as well. He was the one pushing Bubba on the last restart.
Yeah, so they recovered.
So for what they've had for the last year and a half, they've turned their tables back.
Yes.
It's good to see that. Bubba goes down into turn. I mean, great racing with Christopher Bell. You had 5 Toyotas and then a Chevrolet? Mm-hmm. Goes into turn 3. Washes up the racetrack, and I don't know if there's contact, but he definitely puts Christopher Bell in a position where Christopher Bell is going to have to lift because his line is not going to let him off the corner. And that's, you know what?
Green white checker.
He's got to win to be in.
Yeah.
That's the way you race. I have no problem with that.
Right.
That is what playoff, and this essentially is a cutoff race for him.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because I know the Roval is this weekend, but being 20-some points behind going to the Roval, this is a must.
Yeah.
This isn't a must win, but it's a pretty much this is my chance.
And when you're racing for the lead coming into turn 3 to the white flag, this becomes a must win because you
all's fair in love, war in the last lap.
There's no guarantee at the Roval next week you're going to be even close to that scenario.
Yes.
You've got to take this.
Yes.
You've got to take it if you're Bubba.
Yeah, I think so. And I have no problems with it. I think he did what he had to do. That checked up Christopher Bell.
Yes, checked up right there.
Right? There's a break on Christopher Bell's momentum. And then let's go down, get to 1 and 2. Denny rips the wall up, maybe not the wall, but the top lane, and gets a big run down the backstretch. Now let's keep in mind, Denny's been without power steering for 40 laps. Mm-hmm. You could hear it. You could hear it. Just how much work that is, and it's incredible.
He said I listened to Denny's podcast, and he said he was so glad when Bubba went to the bottom in turns 1 and 2 because Denny could manage the upper groove pretty good with the steering because you don't have to turn it nearly as far.
Yes.
He said when he went down to the bottom, he said, okay, I've got a chance because he could manage it from a steering perspective, and then the momentum, the rip the top that he did also.
I went through this with Joey at Bristol at one point. We lost power steering and had to run some laps. And what he found is if before the car loads into the corner, if you could make the big turn and get the steering wheel in place, you could hold it there.
You could hold it there.
Like you couldn't turn it to there, but you could hold it there. Well, that's kind of what I envision Denny having. Like he could run in the top, he could get it there. But if he needed to turn down the hill, he didn't have anything left.
Yeah.
So then we go down into turn 3. He's got a run on him. He goes the inside. As you talked about, the lane that he could run was the top. Well, he's inside of Bubba. Mm-hmm. He goes down there, but he's coming up the racetrack. But he's come up the racetrack on a guck that just went up the racetrack and took the line away from somebody else. Yeah. Denny Hamlin, and kudos to Denny, he talked about it on his Actions Detrimental podcast. His job in that race car with his helmet on is the best performance for the 11 car. And he cannot have a distraction of being one of the co-owners of 2311 Racing. And he would be doing a disservice to his 11 team if he did. Mm-hmm. He did what he had to do. He's come to checker flag. Now, part of that, I think, is the fact that if he had power steering, he probably turns that car down the hill easier. But whatever.
Yeah, he didn't.
Chase Briscoe got checked up because when Christopher Bell checked up off of
4,
of 4, Chase was coming up and had to lift on him. Right. That put him side by side with Chase Elliott down the backstretch. Chase Elliott's to the inside. Well, when Denny goes down there and slides up the hill and the two of them are door by door going up, that's a huge wake of bad air that Chase Briscoe ends up with. Chase Elliott's in the perfect position.
Yeah.
Turn to the bottom, drive the win.
Yep. Awesome stuff.
It was incredible racing and multiple places. The whole day was, but what a spectacular finish. And I don't blame anybody in the thing and I agree with some of the things. If I'm Toyota, I'm frustrated.
Yes.
But I've been through this.
But
I've been through the same thing. We came to the 2020 Daytona 500 for a green-white checker. There were 3 Fords and Denny Hamlin. And we were like, I don't care what happens, don't let Denny win.
And what y'all do? Yeah. That's it. But it's just that's the beauty of NASCAR Cup Series racing is that you have moments like this, like Denny. Denny in his podcast described on Sunday, I'm the driver of the 11 car.
Yes.
I'm not the owner of the 2311. I'm the driver.
I'm paid very well to do that, and that is my only job.
Yep. Kudos to him. And
he didn't do anything differently than what Bubba did the lap before.
Absolutely. SVG.
How about that?
I mean, unreal.
We've talked about, and Stephen Doran has talked about, he's getting better at the ovals.
Yes, he has.
You know, we were 30th place average finish. We're an 18th place average finish. Let's celebrate just drove himself to a 10th place finish.
Celebrate it before we even get into the
details of what makes it even more spectacular, right?
Yeah.
A 10th place finish and a really solid run all day. Now, Post-inspection infraction, Stephen Doran gets removed from the facilities, along with Michael McDowell's crew chief, Travis Peterson. Very similar things. And I'll get into it. Getting angle and splitters is the 24 car did at Daytona. Yep. So there's some tomfoolery that happens. Both of those cars were found, went back through inspection, had to get legal again. That ejected some people. Not only ejected them, had to come under green flag for a stop and go penalty.
Right.
Put them a lap down, lap 2, and drove back to a top 10 finish. Yep. That's impressive.
McDowell 14th place finish.
Yes.
Both teams really, really good. SVG, the skill set he has, the skill set that we marvel about on road courses is still skill. It's a different skill set.
Yeah.
But it's skill. He is a skilled driver. And he went to school on road courses for his entire life. He's going to school on oval races. And again, he has a skill set. It's going to be real interesting to see how this goes forward and the next top 10 and where he goes with this thing. I'm not sure we don't see him mixing it up at the front of the field for an oval because I think he's that talented. And I think that team, where that team goes, I think where SVG goes on the ovals.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. But I'm more excited about the fact that he's going to have Connor Zilisch as a teammate.
Well, oh my gosh. And how about Randall Burnett going over there to work on that thing? Man, Randall can get a chance to mold that kid. Talk to Randall in the pit area. He prefers. He's learned. He had Tyler Reddick, and then he had Kyle Busch. And Randall said, I think I like molding the young kids a little better. And him and Kyle are very, very close. The kids race together very, very close. That doesn't impact the job you do. That just is, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, with Connor Zilisch over there, that gets real interesting, even more so at Trackhouse.
Yeah, because he's one that's got the talent on both sides, it seems like.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll see how that matures into next season.
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah. What a great weekend we had last weekend, and we've got
we've got
the Roval coming up.
Coming up, the Roval, a cutoff race for the Xfinity Series, cutoff race for the NASCAR Cup Series. We'll talk about that next.
The NASCAR channel is available now on Tubi. Tell them we got it. 24/7 news, documentaries, with access to the exclusive NASCAR Vault. The NASCAR channel, always on, always free, only on Tubi.
Welcome back. It is Crew Call here on the Motor Racing Network. Todd Gordon and Steve Post, and we are going Roval racing for an elimination round for the NASCAR Cup Series, the Bank of America Roval 400 on Sunday afternoon. What's your take on this? We got obviously from wins, we've got Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney moving on, but what's your take on this? Who's safe, who's good, who's nervous, and who's got to pull one out of the fire?
Well, don't we all expect SVG to win?
Correct. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, there's a very good point. Absolutely.
So that opportunity,
right?
And if I think that SVG doesn't win, JGR is the next best road course racing situation.
Right. Which is,
if you look at it, Chase Briscoe has run second to him at Sonoma a couple times. Ty Gibbs at Mexico was formidable. So if it's not going to be SVG, I think it's a JGR car. Which doesn't help you if you need to win the No, because if you look at our play, let's look at our playoff, where we're at. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, you said wins. We've got 4 guys. And I'm going to start at the bottom and work forward. William Byron, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, all at plus 40 or more. Last year, the highest number of points scored in the Roval was 2 different cars. The winner, Kyle Larson, 48. That's all you're going to score. Because the Roval, you flip stage. If you think you're in contention to win,
right,
you flip stages, which means you give away stage points.
Right.
But if you're, and you used it in our talk, if you're Paul Wolf and trying to points your way in, you're chasing stage points, but you're not going to have the finish. So we end up seeing the point spread of this Roval race becomes condensed. So making up or losing points is a smaller factor at this point. And really, those 4 I feel like are solid.
Right.
I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised if the 8 above the cut line are the 8 that go through.
With Chase Briscoe and Joey Logano, it's a 13-point margin from Logano back to Ross Chastain. When you look at Bubba's 26 back and Tyler Reddick and Austin Cindric, to me, I don't know how you're. I don't know if Ross can make up 13 points, let alone those guys making up twice that or more.
The three, Bubba, Tyler, and Austin need to win, and I just. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah,
I think there's a very low likelihood.
Where it gets interesting to me, where this gets interesting to me, is if Chase Briscoe or Joey Logano have some kind of issue.
Yes,
then I think
it would need to be an issue early.
Early, yeah, because you don't need 20 stage, you don't need 18 stage points or 15 stage points, and then have a problem in stage 3. The points are going to be there. So
yeah,
cool.
And that becomes a question. I think Phil Surgeon's got to sit in the box and start analyzing what his day looks like.
Yeah.
What does his competition look like? Do I need to go win? I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure I've got the race-winning setup in the teammates' car, so I've got a pretty good. And Ross has won road course races.
Sure. Yep.
So, but I think Phil's in
an interesting spot. Yeah.
He is. If Chase Briscoe plus 21, that's almost bigger than I want to think about overcoming. Joey at 13, it's a hill. It's not a mountain, but it's a hill. It's a good hill. But you've got to be aware of what's going on with those two.
Problem with Joey at 13 is Joey and Paul Wolf.
They can fabricate points,
They can make points. My God. I talk about that team. I talk about that team. If we have a green, white checker, I want Joey driving the car.
Oh, I've said that all along.
If we have a fuel mileage race, I want Joey driving the car. If we want to go nickel and diamond points, I want Paul and Joey calling the shots. They have some unique skill sets. He started last at Kansas and got stage points in stage number 1 and told us we won't get stage points. We're not that good. They got stage points. So absolutely amazing. So I think when we look at the Cup Series, it's far less of an open playing field. Todd, when we look at this Xfinity Series, this thing could be bonkers.
As cut and dried as we said the Cup field is.
It's not. No.
The Xfinity field is chaos.
Yes, it is.
I mean, Brandon Jones is in a great spot. Right. Connor Zilisch and Justin Allgaier have advanced themselves through on points. Connor Zilisch is plus 105 to the cut line.
Yeah, exactly.
Which his body of work in the midseason put him there. Justin Allgaier plus 68. Sam Mayer plus 43.
They're the same scenario. They're likely good.
I feel like they're good. Sam's a pretty good road racer, too.
And he's good. Yeah, he's won a bunch of road races.
I feel like they're in a really good spot. Now, we've gone 4 positions. Where I said I thought the top 8, from 5th to 12th.
Yeah.
I think it's 25 points. It's 25 points.
25 points.
From 5th to 12th.
Yeah.
The last 4 in, the 4 out.
Yeah.
25 points separates all of those. And to make it on, if I'm sitting, let's go back through it. Taylor Gray is plus 16. Sheldon Creed plus 12. Carson Quaffle plus 9. Jesse Love plus 5. On the backside of the line, Nick Sanchez minus 5. Austin Hill minus 7. Harrison Burton minus 8. Sammy Smith minus 14.
Jeez.
Austin Hill's a decent little road racer. He's found a way to put him. He's found a way to put himself in position. He does a great job of that.
Yes, he does.
Minus 7, I think he can do that. It's just who you're doing it on.
One of the problems is not the point tally; it's the number of people you need to do it to.
Yes.
There's the other thing. It's like you can make up 12 points, but the problem is, can you make up 12 points on this guy, 8 points on this guy, 7 points and 4 points? That's the problem. That's the problem they all have.
Yes. Now, anybody above the cut line has an issue. It brings a lot of players in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's pretty tight. So I think this. You look at it. Taylor Gray in the 54 should be a formidable car.
Yeah, he was, remember, Mexico City. Finished second to Daniel Suarez, Mexico City.
Yes.
He did a brilliant thing in international relations by not dumping Daniel Suarez. And when there was times he could, but no, he's a good road racer. That should be, and Gibbs Racing, it should be good.
Sheldon Creed should be decent. He knows how to run up front.
Yeah, he does.
Carson Quaffle, and this is a guy that, I want to hit on this one because early in the season, when you go back to COTA, I thought Carson was pressuring Connor.
Yeah.
At COTA. Locked up a tire and ended up disintegrating. He made mistakes that are rookie mistakes, but the kid's got speed and could be really good here. Jesse Love could. There's so much young talent.
It's the whole thing. That's this young talent, and you talk about locking up, making speed. Young talent makes mistakes. This is this to me is a great exercise in give me the ball, coach. This is a pressure packed moment for Sam Mayer on back. Face it, the veteran Justin Allgaier is locked in. The favorite Connor Zilic is locked in. Brandon Jones is locked in. Sam needs to do it. The rest of them, this is, kid, you want to run on Sundays? Show me what you do in a cutoff race at the Roval. This is a great test for these names made here. We're going to find out, and we're going to find out who can make mistakes too.
Yes. Yeah, and I think it will happen. And on top of that, what is a 5 p.m. start or something like that?
Yeah, we're running under the lights at the end. We've got temporary lighting in the infield.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's
going to be a great show Saturday.
Really, truly is. So we've talked about Saturday. We've talked about Sunday. Truck Series begins the next round. We won't get into that because we're starting. The only one caveat I'll say in the Truck Series is, okay, yeah, we have the Corey Heim wins all the Truck Series races. We have Connor Zilic running a Spire truck. Yeah, Connor Zilic will probably win the truck race. So we get to see our Corey Heim, Connor Zilic matchup on the Roval on Friday afternoon.
So what's this, like 20 wins?
Yes, I know. Exactly. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's not quite. But.
So we get to see the two of those go toe-to-toe, and that's going to be fun for the Truck Series race as well. Performance Racing Network and the NASCAR Radio Network have all the calls this weekend. Motor Racing Network is off this weekend. We do have live shows all week long. NASCAR Live Tuesday night, NASCAR Live Wide Open, our podcast on Thursday, NASCAR Coast to Coast, where Chris Wilner talks to all the short track racers. They're all wrapped up and giddy about what happened at Martinsville. Wing Nation talks sprint cars, and of course NASCAR Crew Call here. But going to be a fun weekend this weekend out at the Roval.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. In a home race for a lot of people, which brings different pieces. I hate it.
I want to revisit
team
this.
manager, I hated it.
Yes, I want to revisit this. Take you a little behind the scenes. Okay, I'm coming down the elevator on Saturday morning. Push the button, open it up, and there are 5 guys
really
on that
guys.
elevator that are significantly bigger than me. And I'm big. I understand. They were apparently the offensive or defensive line of the Kansas Jayhawks.
Yep.
They stay in a hotel for their games, for home games. They stay in a hotel. You've talked about this. You and Joey had a good visit about this on the Saturday broadcast. The routine gets messed up staying at home.
Yes.
It just does.
Yep. And this is one that I would always, I would preach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, I don't want your family at the racetrack. Mm-hmm. I know it's great to have your wife and kids. We're cut off playoff racing. I don't need distractions. And that's part of racing at Charlotte is very difficult because you're going home where your dad, where your husband. You're not going to the hotel where you're looking at your notes, where you're running sim. It changes
everything.
For me, it was difficult. And it made sense to have a motor home and bring it to the racetrack. Mm-hmm. Just so that I went there and afterwards I was by myself because I could process the weekend like we normally do. Back to the routine that we normally do. It's a challenge for all these teams to have everybody around. One
of my first Charlotte races, I was doing PR. I set my hard card down on the counter at the house. Mm-hmm. One of my little girls were tiny at that time. Oh, look, a picture of Daddy. I spent 20 minutes on race morning trying to find where my hard card was. I got in my car. I was exhausted. It was like just those tiny little things can just set your routine off. That hard card is in the same spot in the hotel room every morning when I wake up. Last thing I grab on the way out the door, throw the hard card over my neck. I did it that morning at home, and I spent 20 minutes with my hair on fire. Mm-hmm. How am I going to get into the racetrack? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And so
not that we don't like our families.
Love the families. Love this routine.
Just
separate.
In this, to be at this elite level of performance,
separate the two.
You have to have separation.
It's going to be awesome. The Roval this weekend. If you can make it out to the racetrack, go check it out. If not, check it out on Performance Racing Network. He's Todd Gordon. I'm Steve Post. Thanks for joining us this time here on Crew Call on the Motor Racing Network.